Did you find yourself using any other models like there? Because I've used Addy in my 15 years as being an instructional designer the most, but and I think sometimes I use a combination of Addy and Sam
Yeah.
because we do the iterative development and curriculum
Hmm.
design and development department. But have you noticed that you've used like a combination of maybe Sam and Addy or rapid development or something like that? And have you found that really helpful when you can be able to do have different models that you can use together? Do you find that helpful?
Yeah, I would say that that is typically how it goes, is kind of a mix of a few different models. I would say also for a lot of my projects that I created, a lot of times we would work backwards. And so that was something that was kind of interesting to, you know, there's a model for that. But working Addy into that has been kind of interesting to see. So you just are looking at it, it feels upside down a little bit from what you do in the program, to when you kind of know, okay, we're starting with our stakeholder meetings so that we know what the goal of this training is, but then we have to flesh it out, right? Backwards. So that's kind of how I'm seeing some of the different projects that I work on in the field is, hey, here's kind of the end goal. This is what leadership wants this group of employees to be able to produce, whatever that might be. So now we have to go work backwards and make sure that we can get our employees from here all the way over to here, because that's the ultimate goal of training. So instead of, starting and kind of building up and seeing, where that takes us, it's like you have the end goal. And so you're building or back from that. So I
I
think that's
like that.
been one interesting way that I've kind of seen things look a little bit different, but that's also, I think, what's really stretched and grown me as an instructional designer.
Yes, being able to utilize that backward design. Sometimes we use that too in curriculum because we
Yeah,
find that if the SMEs are having a really hard time trying to figure out and articulate things, like they know the content, but they don't know how to bring it into fruition, right? They don't know how
right.
to be able to say, okay, here's what I want them to know, but I don't know how to get it into an assignment. So sometimes we'll take a step back and we'll say, okay, well then rather than then looking at topic titles and objectives, let's work backwards like you said, and let's see what's the end goal, what do you want the students to get out of this course, right? And then work your way
Yes.
backwards. Yeah, I like that. That's a great option. So I think as you build up your skills as an instructional designer, this is great for all of the listeners out there, is
Mhm.
that you can try those different models and theories, and if one doesn't work, that's okay. You can try something else, and that's the beauty of this field, right? Is that you can try things, and it's okay if it doesn't work the first time. You just try something else, and that's okay, right?
Yeah, totally. And every project is so unique, and brings its unique challenges and timelines and things. And so I think that is the beauty of having so many different models to choose from is you might think you know what the best way to go about building a training or curriculum or whatever it is that you're making. But it might just be more of a practical decision, even of like, okay, well, what can I physically allocate time wise, and things like that. And so maybe you're choosing a different model because of that. But definitely something I am very excited to continue growing on. I will, keep moving through a few of the different ones that we got to take a look at through the program, and continue to not only build those into my assignments, but also into my work.